5, 4, 3, 2.
Crank it, Jerry.
Welcome to Into the Wild, the official podcast of the Washington Wild Pigs.
What do you hear? What do you say?
It's the best sports podcast in the world. Wait, is that true?
If you're committed enough, you can make any story. I once convinced a woman that I was Kevin Costner, and it worked because I believed it.
Now, here's your host, Kyle Dawson.
Did you get the popcorn?
Back on the Wild Things Baseball Network for our post-game show and our Into the Wild podcast highlights for this evening. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm upset. I mean, I'm a little disappointed that Washington had 4 chances for shutdown innings after the first inning runs and did not get a shutdown inning. And I'm not going to sit here and blame the wind because both teams got to play with that wind. I think that helped Lagrange's home run, though that was a missile. And the Fitzgerald home run would have absolutely been a home run. I don't know about Fedko's or Simmons' walk-off home run there, but the wind is howling out to right center field right now, really straightaway center, and that certainly helped those fly balls in this game after it was kind of blowing in to start the game. But listen, this is still a series victory. You'd have liked to have the sweep always against these guys, but listen, it is what it is. And the Wild Things will go home and try to get a series win against the Gateway Grizzlies or better before heading back out on the road, where their next stop will be back here at Wintrust Field in Schaumburg, Illinois. Let's go through the scoring. In the top of the first inning, the Washington Wild Things scored the first 2 runs of the game. Andrew Check, an RBI single to make it 1-0. Scored Alex Ovalle. He had reached on an infield hit.
The pitch from Smith. Line to the right side. That's a base hit. Green light around third for Ovalle. Up firing is Fedko. His throw is up the line. And Washington takes the lead for the 3rd consecutive game in this series.
Ethan Wilder, the next hitter, would single home. Wagner Lagrange, who had also reached via an infield single. The Wilder base hit, his 9th RBI of the year, and as a pro made it 2-0 in the first inning.
The 1-0 pitch. In the air towards right. Fedko racing left. He will not get there. It falls in front of him. And Lagrange crosses the plate. Back-to-back 2-out run-scoring singles for Washington.
Kobe Foster would work a scoreless bottom of the first inning. That's the only shutdown inning Washington would get today. The Boomers would get on the board in the bottom of the second on an RBI single by Aaron Simmons to make it a 2-1 game. Scoring halted until the top of the 4th inning when Washington added 2. RBI double by J.C. Santini to score Ethan Wilder. That made it 3-1. Here's the pitch home, and Santini in the air to left, ranging back. Simmons still going back, leaping at the track, and Simmons can't come up with it. It'll bounce off the wall and carry him back into left field. One runner will score as Ethan Wilder and Tommy Caulfield had to wait to see it down. And a sacrifice fly by Derek Gellos, his first professional run batted in, that made the score 4-1 in favor of Washington. That did not last long. Gellos in the air, left center field, diving quickly, and Simmons will get over there and make the catch. This will be a sacrifice fly as Caulfield will come across to make it 4-1. Gellos has his first professional run batted in. It was made 4-2 in the bottom of the 4th inning on an RBI single by Willie Joe Gary against Kobe Foster for Schaumburg that made it a 4-2 game. Washington would get 2 more in the top of the 5th inning on an RBI double by Andrew Check that played at Alex Ovalle. There's a line drive toward right center field by Check over the head of the right fielder Christian Fedko and bangs up against the wall, though Valles will score. Check into second with an RBI double and an RBI single by Ethan Wilder that played at Andrew Check to make it a 6-2 Washington lead. At second, the pitch home to Wilder, line to right and down for a base hit. Checker going to be waved around. Here comes the throw from Fedko. It's up the line toward first, and Check will get in safely before Aberwet can return to the plate. But the Boomers would get 2 in the bottom of the 5th inning on a 2-run single by Christian Fedko. He ends up with 4 RBI and a 3-hit night for him. More on that in a moment. That two-run single made it a 6-4 game. Washington would score 3 in the top of the 7th on a home run by Wagner Lagrange, his second of the year, that made it a 7-4 game. White, the righty, home to Lagrange. 1-0 is laced to left field. Back to left fielder Simmons still going back. This ball clears the fence. It's gone. Goodbye, home run, Wagner Lagrange. And then a 2-run single by Tommy Caulfield several batters later after a walk to check and a double by Ethan Wilder, who finished with 4 hits and was on base 5 times today. Caulfield hit a 2-run single through a drawn-in infield to make it a 9-4 Washington lead in the top of the 7th. White, the righty, home to Lagrange. 1-0 is laced to left field. Back to left fielder Simmons still going back. This ball clears the fence. It's gone. Goodbye, home run, Wagner Lagrange. Again, no shutdown inning as we went to the bottom of the 7th inning. A single, a hit batter, a sacrifice fly later made it a 9-5 game, and then a 2-run homer by Aaron Simmons after Seth Gray had been picked off at second base for the second out of the inning made it 9-7. Washington would add a run in the top of the 9th, but not before in the bottom of the 8th inning. Schaumburg got a 2-run homer by Christian Fedko to tie the game at 9. Washington quickly retook the lead in the 9th with an RBI single by Tommy Caulfield that brought in Wagner Lagrange, and that would make it 10-9 Washington. White, the righty, home to Lagrange. 1-0 is laced to left field. Back to left fielder Simmons still going back. This ball clears the fence. It's gone. Goodbye, home run, Wagner Lagrange. But again, no shutdown inning in the bottom of the 9th. A 1-out home run by Kyle Fitzgerald tied the game at 10 apiece, and then Aaron Simmons on the very next pitch went over the center field wall on a racing Robert Chayka back to it for a walk-off home run, and it's the first time that Washington has been walked off or played in a game that was walked off this season. Actually, that might not be true. Lawrence walked Washington off on the sacrifice fly, so the second time, I beg your pardon. The winning pitcher in the game is Jake Joyce, who yielded the run in the top of the 9th inning for Schaumburg. The loser is Kyungju Kim, who gets a blown save, his third, and also allows the winning run on the homer. There is no save. Joyce to 2-2, Kim to 2-2, and no save. Time of the game was 3 hours and 13 minutes, played in front of an announced attendance today of 5,243, the weakest of the 3 crowds this weekend, but still a very, very good crowd that saw it today here at Wintrust Field. The Wild Things are still in first place after this loss by a half a game over the Lake Erie Crushers. Schaumburg has closed in by a full game with the win today, and now the Wild Things head home for 3 to play the Gateway Grizzlies starting on Tuesday night at Wild Things Park with first pitch scheduled for 7:05. 4-2 road trip. Washington will play 3 at home and then be back out on the road for 9 against the 3 other top 4 teams in the Frontier League's West Division. So still an impressive and good stretch coming up here that we're going to find a lot about Washington out in the next couple of weeks. We'll see you on Tuesday at Wild Things Park, or we'll catch you on the Wild Things Baseball Network back from home in the friendly confines on Tuesday night to start the 3-game series with the Gateway Grizzlies. Kyle Dawson saying Happy Father's Day. Thanks for being someone who sirred it on the Wild Things Baseball Network today. Good night from Wintrust Field in Schaumburg, Illinois. The final score once again, the Boomers 11 and the Wild Things 10 here on the Wild Things Baseball Network, MixLR and Flow Sports.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.